I'm coming back.
I think that game is 20 minutes.
But if you don't want to,
No commitment. No commitment.
All right, Josh, we're back.
We're back.
We're back.
Are you cold? Are you hot?
I'm hot, but it's cold outside.
So, do you like the cold, Jody?
I do not,
No?
especially tomorrow because it's supposed to be like 11,
Oh, that's an odd number. Should be good.
21 today. This morning, I think.
That's chilly. It's a little cool for me.
You know, down there at the beach, they're getting like 3 inches.
But I'm wearing short sleeves shirt inside. I'm still. So when do you stop wearing a short sleeve shirt inside?
When?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm a year-round short sleeve inside.
But are you a jacket wearer? Do you wear a jacket so like when you come in, you take the jacket off and now you're short sleeves the rest of the day?
Instantly when I come in, I want the jacket off. Like, I mean, there's this psychological battle that's happening where I'm like, I got to have the jacket off.
But I don't do jackets.
You're wearing
Normally
one
I
right
don't.
now.
That's not really a jacket. You call this a jacket?
What do you call? What else would you call that?
What's considered a pullover? Is this a pullover?
It has buttons on it, Jody.
Well, so does your shirt.
I know. I don't call this a pullover either.
It's not a jacket either.
So you're saying it's a pullover because I'm saying it's a pullover if it's got to go over your head. That's a pullover.
What is it? A hoodie?
Yours? No, you're wearing a jacket right now.
It's got a hoodie.
It has a hood on it. It is a jacket with a hood.
So if there's no buttons, it's a hoodie?
If there's no buttons, it's a hoodie.
That's too complicated.
If it's got the front pouch, it's a hoodie. The one where you like the little kangaroo hand pouch, that's a hoodie.
So if
You're wearing a jacket.
if your wife bought you a shirt, a button down, button up, whichever one you prefer.
direction you want a button.
If the buttons are on the left-hand side, are you wearing it, or are you going to say, no, this is a girl's shirt?
Yeah, I'm not wearing it.
Why? I know, me too.
It's a girl shirt.
I know.
I ain't wearing it.
I know. It's like
Did you
somebody's
see
gonna
me? I
notice.
literally just checked my shirt right now.
I know.
Make sure I got your illustration right
Yeah.
there.
Everybody's going to notice, right? You're going to think everybody knows I'm wearing a girl shirt.
Don't you think it's going to fit different?
But is that true? Or we just got it in our mind?
I've always been told that.
So at the factory, do they like, all right, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday,
We're running men's
we're
shirts.
doing men's shirt. Tuesday and Thursday, we do women's.
Oh, that's
that what they
funny. Oh, so would you're not wearing it if it buttons left-handed? If it's on the buttons are on the left?
If the button, right? Isn't that right?
Yeah, that's
All
right.
So
Yeah.
no.
So
First of all, I wouldn't be able to button it because I've got a system down, you know? Ain't that confusing?
Speaking of that, when you get in, do you
I'm
ever?
burning up, by the way. I wish I took this thing off.
I'm so comfortable.
I know.
My short sleeve shirt. Oh, I wish Spencer were here.
Me
If
too.
only Spencer. If only Spencer were around.
You
that
can
would
make
be
an
nice.
appearance.
Oh, he ran.
And
Oh,
he's
wait,
gone.
He's coming.
Oh,
back.
he's coming.
He's coming
He's
back,
coming.
y'all.
Yep, there's hands. That was Spencer's hands.
That was Spencer's fat
It doesn't help
fingers.
the people that listen on Spotify, though.
Hey, look, did he do jazz hands? I think he's been hanging out too long doing jazz hands. Spencer's busy. He's too busy for us.
I don't get it. He's here, but he can't be here.
Can't make time for us. He
Hurts my
doesn't love
feelings.
y'all the way we love y'all. We made time for you today.
But he says he's dedicated.
How does that make you feel, Jody? How does that make you feel?
How does it make me feel when he says he's dedicated? But we just saw what happened.
What? How are you processing that? Are you okay?
I'm not okay.
I mean, you even watched his dog for him, and he couldn't
That's
give you
right.
20 minutes.
That's right. So Spencer was on a trip, and so I kept his dog for 3 days. 2 days. 2 days.
He didn't ask me, by the way, because he knew that dog would have been in bad shape.
All right. So if you don't have kids, but you've got a pet, you consider that pet your kid, right? For the most
I
part.
mean, most people do that.
right.
Yeah.
Ask me how many times he called and checked on his kid this weekend.
How many times?
0. He called Amanda last night and wanted to know where was his dog at, where did he need to go to pick it up. And I was like, we took it back to your house. You ain't got to do nothing.
We done dropped your kid off.
That's right. That was the only call. So
Technically, we dropped your kid off 3 days ago because you didn't call to check on him.
I hope he's outside that door listening right now. I think if he was, he'd come up here and have to
I
say
think
something.
he'd come defend himself.
But yeah, he didn't check on nothing.
Okay. That's bad.
But he's got the dog to where you can't like take it outside because he gone.
Uh-oh. You got to have it on leash.
And I don't even know what kind of dog that is. Do you know what kind it is? You've seen pictures.
Yeah, I've seen pictures. He's told us before. Some kind of
he said, but I don't remember.
King Charles Spaniel. Maybe. I don't know.
Something you have to write a check for. Right?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't remember.
So I was scared to death because he told me, it's like, because I was thinking, he told me to go, just come to the house twice a day, let him out, and I'm thinking, just open the door and let him go pee and,
Yeah.
Cooper, come back. Which his name isn't Cooper. That's another story. We'll get to in a minute. But then he tells me, so
If anybody sees Spencer and his dog, please call it Cooper.
yeah, please.
They call it Buddy, but Jody renamed the dog.
I did
over the
because
weekend.
he put no thought into it.
Do you call him DB for short?
That's where it came from.
That's
I've
why
been
I
trying
was-
to figure out.
That's why it was stuck in your head.
That's
I hope
exactly
you have
right.
pictures of you and the
I'm
dog,
so
and the
tired.
dog has sunglasses.
I had a dream last night. I jumped out of a plane.
the dog have a tie on.
Yeah, I stood at the back of the plane for 13 minutes before I jumped out, trying to figure out what I was going to do.
Somebody's having flashbacks that will listen to all 3 episodes.
I
But
know,
not
I know.
again. Don't
and then
do it.
you got new listeners like, what are they talking about?
Go back and listen to the last 3 episodes.
And then you'll know. Anyway, so back to the whole buddy thing. It's like if I see a dog on the side of the road,
Cooper.
well, if I see a dog on the side of the road, whatever, I'm gonna say, "Hey, buddy, come here, buddy," or what, that. There's not a whole lot of thought if you're gonna call your dog buddy. So I renamed his dog Cooper this weekend, and I called him Cooper as many times as I could. And gave him love and petted him and said, "You're a good boy, Cooper, not Pooper." Even though, yeah. Hey, let me tell you another thing. That dog,
Cooper Pooper. It does rhyme. It's got a nice
I
rhyme
know.
to it, Jody.
But you talk about peeing. He'll let it dribble
I don't
all
talk
over
about
the
it.
floor.
You said talk about it. I don't.
Look, I'm saying when I was trying to take him out and put a leash on, he'll like to let a little bit loose right there on the floor, and I'm like, "Come on, buddy."
Cooper. Come on, Cooper.
I know.
See, I think you were soft. I don't think you called him Cooper as much as you say you did.
Yeah. So he said, "Put him on a leash.
Okay.
Don't let him out." He said, "Because he'll just take off." And I'm like, "Oh my goodness." So I put him on a leash, and so he drug me around for So every time, 20 or 30 minutes, and like we talked about, the weather is cold now. So it ain't like I can just run out there in a t-shirt or whatever like that. I'm like bundling up. I'm putting layers on because
Got
I know
a hoodie on.
Yeah, this ain't a 5-minute
pull up.
ordeal. This is so every time we went out. Oh, let me go back. We went to his house Friday evening and did this, and I stayed out there for 30 minutes before he ever did his business. And I'm like, okay. So the next morning I went to his house, took him out, and then I told Amanda, I was like, we're coming back this evening and getting this dog. I'm not coming back up to this house every day. So we took the pen, we took all that and put it in the house and all that. But anyway, so every time I took him out, he will not go use the bathroom. You just hang out outside and do loops around the house, walk, let him go
So
wherever he wants to.
he's out for an adventure.
Yeah, I guess he's figured it out. Hey, if I can hold it, but then when he goes, it's like, my goodness. I was like, he's adding water
Running
to
a stopwatch.
the water table just increased a little bit. I mean, I was like, how do you hold it for so long?
Oh goodness.
So yeah, me and his dog bonded.
Well, we miss you, Spencer. He's gonna be here next time. What if we let?
What do you think? I don't
What if we
know.
let Spencer do an episode completely by himself?
Look, I've tried.
Just like a monologue.
I've tried to get him to do an episode.
No, I'm just saying we're not
I
even
know.
there. It's a monologue. He's just
He
got
won't.
a 40 minutes worth of Spencer on air.
All the equipment could be sitting here. So you got all week. Whenever you want to do it, I could come back up here on a Friday and still look at it, and there's no recording.
Goodness.
He'll say, "I didn't have time."
All right, Spencer, we miss you. We'll see you next time.
Yeah, we
or
like giving him a
sometime.
hard time.
So, Jody, you said it's cold. We're recording the day after. We have a new president. The inauguration took place January 20th, 2025. Did you get to watch any of it live?
I did. What I actually did was went on YouTube on my phone because I had to work, and I was
Okay.
like, I'm going to try and check this out. But then I was in a place that didn't have good service, so like he might raise his right hand, and the next thing you know, he's he's outside somewhere. So, but yeah,
I
watched it.
felt watching it live, too, I think.
Yeah, but I watched so many replays. But then that night when I got home or that evening, yeah, I just constantly watched because it's a big deal.
It was an all-day
It was
affair.
an all day thing. And the thing about it is when this is released, we're like almost a week behind. So a lot of stuff that we're talking about, it has just happened as we're recording.
Yeah.
But it's kind of, we're going to be behind the news.
I
a little
hope it
bit,
ages
but
well.
I hope so too.
Hopefully
But
so.
we're going to talk about it anyway.
Hey, so I watched. I think I saw the closing of. Let's see, Franklin Graham's prayer. I saw a little bit of it. I was. The camera work was funny for me. So this shows me I didn't have my eyes closed while he was praying, because I'm watching as they pan to different folks, and they're all just looking around like nobody's head bowed, eyes closed, kind of church prayer situation. They're all checking each other out. So that's a few head nods where you're like, you can't see who else they're looking at, but that somebody else is looking at them. They're going,
Yeah.
"What's up? How's it going?"
Yeah.
I thought it was those were fun, funny moments watching it. Saw J.D. Vance sworn in. Saw him move to the part where Trump was sworn in. That happened quick.
Yeah.
Um,
But first, before you go into that, they moved it. It was supposed to be outside. We all know they changed that
Yeah.
because of the code. And then there was speculation that they thought maybe there was some type of threat, and they just wasn't letting people
I
know.
hadn't heard that.
Yeah, so that's why they moved it inside. Now, Trump last night, when he was in the Oval Office, they asked him again about it, and he said he said no, it was just because it was cold weather. I know if it was me and I was going up there, I'd be like, thank you. Because I would not look forward to being out there in, 10, 15-degree temperatures? Yeah. And they said a lot of them, you'd be out there for 4 hours, you'd have to be there at 8 for it to start
to get
at 12.
ready.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking is it was much easier to protect that way. It almost seemed, I understand the ability to include more people outside, but it seemed like that was a good idea to move it inside. I think Reagan was the last one that was inside.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because they said they went as far as they had some type of geofencing that was up that would detect any type of anything, whether there's a drone or, and if you were controlling a drone, it would be able to tell you, where the receiver was that was controlling it and that kind of thing. So that's pretty cool.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah. So if the stuff they let us know about, which I hope is true,
yeah.
What about the stuff that we don't know
You're
about?
hoping there's another level.
I hope there's many levels.
Beyond that you have. They're like, you got to have clearance to find this information.
Right. So they moved it inside, like you said. What did they say? I think I heard 800 people. Is that right?
I didn't hear
on
a
the
number.
Okay.
I didn't hear a number.
I don't know. I heard one time, we'll get into this in a second, but I know when Carrie Underwood, when she got done singing, it sounded like they were in a stadium.
Yeah.
Like, I know there's not that many people in there.
It looked like a room instead of an arena or whatever.
But it almost sounded like they had fake cheering because it was so. I know it wasn't, but I'm just saying.
The guy finally got the sound equipment to work, and he's like,
right.
"Cheers!"
Hey, let me tell you something. I know we're going to talk about it. Do you think he has a job today? I don't think so.
Oh man,
I don't think so.
Oh,
if you're the sound guy and you just got, hey, we just need 30 minutes of your time, dude. You just got several songs. This is the sequence we needed in. Just hit that play, stop, play, stop, play, stop, and.
I have been in charge of sound equipment at small events, and it malfunctions, and everybody turns to look at you. They just kind of whip their head at you. So I can only imagine the pressure of you're on a national stage. You're at a huge moment for your country. It's the presidential inauguration, and your job is to click play. And when you click play, nothing happens. And you go, wonder how many times he hit it. I wish there was a.
Look, I've been asked.
You think he tried to pop it into whatever equipment?
Did he do this right here?
The little. Just smack it and see if it'll work. Yeah. I don't know. Did he try it?
So I've been asked before to run the sound for choir practice.
Okay.
When you've got like 20 or 25 people singing up there, and I've been a nervous wreck. I'm like, look, when do I start the next song? I want to make sure I hit everything.
Track one, right? Track one.
Yeah.
Are you sure it's one?
I know. But that's just me. But
is there another track on the disc?
Oh, I would have been terrible if it was me yesterday because I'd have been pulling my hair. I'd have probably ran out of the room. I would have ran out of the room. I don't know what to do, guys.
They come in and they're like, "Where's Jody?"
Tear our thing down.
The door is open.
You'll see it swinging back and forth like this. Yeah, I think he went that way.
Turn on the geofence and we're stopping him.
I'd have left because that's just me. The pressure would have hit me. I'd have been so my face would have got red. I'd been kind of like it is now because I'm burning up. Let me tell you.
Take the jacket off.
No, I'm not going to take it off right now. No.
You're ridiculous. No.
Because it's a woman. It's buttons the wrong way. I don't want people to know.
So speaking of the Carrie Underwood thing, while we're on it, she did really good. Like, I didn't want to listen to it live. I went back and played it because my social media was blowing up with, hey, real rock star was Carrie Underwood. It sounded good. We did. I wish I could have called the episode. We did an episode months ago where we did National Anthem fails.
Oh, yeah.
She would not be on the list.
Never.
I mean,
she could mess up and still never make that list.
That was. Could you imagine what's going on? I imagine inside your head, you're thinking 1,000 thoughts, trying to keep the melody, trying to keep the time and make sure you say the right words, and then like it actually sounds like you're singing and not talking.
See, hear me again. I would be like this right here. Oh, beautiful. I would have it right in front of me because even if I know the words, I'm still going to have it right here because I'm going to mess up. I just know it.
That
be a
was
nervous
good.
wreck.
She did good.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
It's
man.
wonderful.
I loved some of the memes that came out of the awkward silence, like while they were waiting on them to, when they thought there was a chance the sound was going to be repaired.
How long was that?
I don't know.
Was it as long as 2 minutes?
I didn't see it in real time, so I've only seen the replays where it's edited down.
I'd say a minute and a half. So at what point, who makes that call that just says, that's it. Just do whatever.
Wonder if it was.
It ain't gonna work.
Wonder if it was Carrie on the spot. Like they're thinking, they're in her ears saying, "We'll have it about 1 minute," and she's like, "All right, join me in singing," and they're like, "Oh no, she's going without us."
I heard too, and I don't know if this is true that they said that she jumped all over somebody for that. Right? I could put her in a bad spot.
Listen,
and I could see that possibly happen. Who knows if that's
I don't
true
know how defensive she was, but I'm on her side. If she walked off stage and said, "Guys, that better never happen again," like
It's
I'm
that whole thing that we talk about. You got that one job.
Yeah,
you got that one thing. I got to get this wrinkle out. It's killing me over here.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know.
I didn't know what we were doing. I just wanted to help.
I think I messed it up when I got up real quick and I'm hitting stuff and I'm all over the place. I'm burning up, Josh. I'm dying over here.
Have some water, Jody.
Yeah. You like that? You like that?
Did you get it from Mars?
That's it, yeah.
Did Elon Musk?
Yeah,
bring it back for
Occupy
you?
Mars. You think he sells those shirts?
I don't know. Want one if
I
he
do.
does.
I want to wear that in a sports jacket everywhere I go. And on a jump around, show my belly. Nobody knows what we're talking about.
Before we recorded, Jody showed
my
it is roasting in here, by the way.
But, all right, let's do our next episode because Jody's got to go.
On our next episode, Jody tells us the signs of a heat stroke. Oh, goodness. But no, before the...
What does it mean when you see stars? Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Before we started recording, Jody was showing me a video of Elon Musk at...
One of many.
He was at the second Butler, Pennsylvania rally, and he's got on a sports jacket. He's got on a black T-shirt, and written on it is Occupy Mars. He's wearing a hat, like what is it? It's a dark hat. I don't remember. He made a comment.
I think it's a MAGA hat.
Okay, yeah. Okay. But he's jumping around, and the frame they freeze on, he's got like his arms over his head, and his shirt has come up so his belly is exposed. And we were just, he just looks like a little kid that's just like, he's just
excited.
Stoked to be on the stage.
He's excited.
To be a billionaire, to have accomplished all those things, and he's like, I'm on the campaign trail with the soon hopeful president at that point.
So is he just like, I ain't got nothing going on, I'm just gonna hang out for a few months with Trump?
I don't know.
I mean, he's got a lot going on.
Is he on the phone yelling at people back at the office for not working? Like, no, Susie, you're not getting a Tuesday off. I don't care. Trump, I'll be there in a second. I want a number one at McDonald's.
Is he running things from like an iPad or his cell phone? I mean, is that how it's going? He's just getting a phone call and he's controlling, SpaceX through a phone call to
He's troubleshooting
Mar-a-Lago.
like somebody like, hold on, can I borrow your iPad? All right, the booster should be fixed now. I mean,
Somebody hand me a calculator.
I don't know. Are we giving him too much credit? He got the ball rolling, and now he's just managing the role.
Maybe so.
He's got good people around him. Got to be able to accomplish what they're doing.
Maybe
so.
he's at that point in his life that he's like, I've worked all these hours, which I know he still will, but he's just like, I'm taking a little hiatus. Let them handle it. Let's see what happens. Maybe.
He calls in and says, "Hey guys, I'll be back in about 4 months. I'll see y'all in a little bit."
Yeah, y'all will see me. I'll be around. Just watch TV.
Hey, send me my Occupy Mars shirt too. Just UPS it, overnight it.
Is he like? So is he like Trump's shadow?
I don't know.
Or who's
right
following
now?
who?
He's everywhere.
I know. It's
Oh.
crazy. Every time you see the TV, you see Trump, you see him in the background somewhere. I don't know. It's crazy. I've always wondered too how it works. He's got all this security for his safety. Well, now if you're hanging around Trump, do you tell your guys, "Hey, you're not needed right now"? Because you got Secret Service. You
Yeah.
think they're gonna let something happen to Elon?
Or are they like telling the Secret Service guys, "Hey, we got this new technology. Elon got us this. You wanna
see.
try it out?" And you see them over there, like, "Ooh, your night vision goggles are so much better."
You'll see the Secret
Trump, can we
Service
get
guys
some?
looking in a van back there that Elon Musk's people's got, and they're like, "Oh, how did you do that?"
Hey, can you show us how to do that?
Have you seen that robot dog? And we've got way off subject, by the way. We were talking about the inauguration. Now, have you seen the Trump?
I've seen Trump. Yes,
Have you-
I don't call him the Trump.
The
though.
dog robot that they've got down there at Mar-a-Lago that they've got patrolling the ocean side.
No, I have
It's
not.
amazing. You need to pull that up sometime.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
it's weird.
So, but back to the inauguration, means you got us back on track.
Yeah.
Did you kind of see the weird? I didn't see it till Jody showed it to me, but maybe y'all can look it up too. The weird. I guess they're calling it a salute or whatever that Elon Musk did. Like, what was up with that?
I don't know because we
It made me uncomfortable when you showed it to me.
No, we talked about this before we started recording. We went over a little bit of this, just what we've seen. Just highlighted Doug. You say, but I think he was talking about you have my heart or something like that. He's basically saying we're grateful, I guess,
Yeah.
for everything. But he's like got his hand over his heart, and then all of a sudden that hand shoots straight out in front of him.
Like it looks like he's maybe gesturing like he's throwing his heart out to the audience, but it comes off really awkward. It
Very bad.
It makes me
But then
uncomfortable to see it.
When he turns around and does it again to the people that's behind him, the same exact thing.
Oh, he does the same motion two
Yeah.
times.
Yeah, so
So I don't know.
I don't think anything was meant by it. Cause
I hope not.
No, yeah, me too.
I hope not.
Because if you go back to what you're talking about at Butler, Pennsylvania, when he was so excited and he's jumping up and down and just doing that, that's what I think this was. He just kind of, and I wouldn't even say caught up in the moment. He's just excited.
Yeah.
Everything's going good for him and everything like that. He's just being very aggressive when that hand gesture goes straight out in front of him.
Look it up if you hadn't already seen
yeah,
it.
yeah. And we'll probably, if you watch.
If it's aged over a week, y'all probably all seen it and you're tired of seeing it.
Yeah, this
so.
might be old news by the time y'all hear all this.
Apologies.
Yeah. But on YouTube, we'll put some of this stuff on there too.
Goodness.
But yeah.
All right. So, did you see any other cool things, or
Let's go back to when it all first starts. Everybody's getting in there before he's going to be sworn in.
okay?
Now we saw President Bush in the mix,
Yeah.
and what is going on with him? Because he has got this little grin on his face, and his eyes are doing a little looking around and everything.
He's got them kind of darting side to side.
Yeah, and there's a lot of memes going on.
There's
with
a couple
him.
of eyebrow raises where he's like, those are funny. The memes are funny.
Yeah,
they're already hilarious.
I was amazed that he has aged. Last
Yeah.
time I'd seen him, I didn't
Clinton
realize.
had aged a lot
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
That was one that he looked his age.
Now, what are their age?
I don't know. I'll look them up though.
I know Clinton's older, of course, but
Let's see.
George, he was he looked more and more like his daddy, getting on up there in age.
He did. He always had. George W. Bush is 78 years old.
Oh wow!
July 1946. July 6, 1946. But he always, even during his presidency, had little, and I mean this in no way disrespectful. goofy facial expressions. I make those myself. Like my natural face is goofy, but he'd sometimes make faces, and you just go, "What was that?" Like, I'm sure like Laura's back there, like, "Don't ever do that again.
Yeah.
Don't make that face again."
Do you know he's a painter? You ever seen any of his paintings?
I have not. Got a bunch of little happy mistakes.
You can just check it out.
Oh my god!
I'm not saying he's a bad painter.
Let's see. How old was who else did you want to know about?
You said Clinton. I just want to know about Bush. You're talking about
Clinton is 78 years also. He's August 19th, 1946. So he's younger than Bush W.
But when you hear Clinton talk, he sounds old.
Now Clinton looks much older than, to me, they did, and
he's got the old raspy voice.
Personal opinion right there. Oh, Obama was by himself. Is that right?
That's right.
Is that what I was?
She didn't make the trip. She stayed in Hawaii.
I don't blame her. I would too. So she's like, it's gonna be what temperature?
Right.
And we might go in the arena. We might stay outside.
But she didn't make it to Jimmy Carter's funeral. So what's up with that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Now, if she went to his funeral but didn't go to the inauguration, I could see that. I get it. But her not going to both,
it makes you suspicious.
Makes me suspicious. What's going on?
It didn't really throw up the red flags that everybody else is throwing up.
They're getting a divorce.
I mean, that's right now, that was, you look on Monday night, the rumor mill was swirling. Obama is 63 years old. He's a little bit younger than
He's still a youngin'.
He looked like he was in a good mood, though. Like, he was just kind of in a happy mood. He looked happier than he'd been in a while.
Now, at the funeral, him and Trump sitting together.
They were buddy.
They were cutting up. Yeah. I was waiting for them to be arm in arm walking out the door.
They looked like they were old pals right there.
Ain't it funny how they hate each other when you're on like the campaign trail? You got Democrat, Republic. You're like everybody's evil. Opposite of one another. But then when you're in something like that, everything's good.
How's it going, man? I ain't seen you in a while. How's the family?
Right.
Oh, let me tell you a story. I bumped into old Sandy the other day.
So, all right. So you also had what's his name? John Fetterman, the senator.
Okay. Yeah.
Now they had to put it in that he used to dress kind of like what he did yesterday for the inauguration. He was wearing like gym shorts and then a Carhartt hoodie, sweatshirt, whatever.
Pullover
hoodie, sweatshirt. They didn't button up or button down.
No left-handed buttoning.
Right. But I was thinking, how tough are you to wear shorts? Now, I wear shorts when it's in the 40s.
Is tough the right word?
Tough or stupid? Is that the other word you're looking for?
I was just saying, there might be other words. If it's 20 degrees outside and you're like, athletic shorts. That's what I was going for today.
Well, this is a big event. Now, I know I'm all about comfort, but when you're in a certain, just like on Sunday, I'm not looking for comfort when I go to church. I would love to have comfort. If I could come in my pajamas, that'd be great, wouldn't it?
Oh, is that what you're wanting?
No.
New dress code?
Yeah. But when you go to something like this, is it too much to ask to, hey, at least wear a collared shirt? How about that?
I don't know. I didn't even know this had happened until we were prepping for this, and it was unusual. Honestly, when I first watched the clip, I didn't know what I was supposed to be looking at. It just kind of happened, and if it hadn't been, there was a caption on somebody had highlighted this. If they hadn't put that caption, I don't know that it took me 2 or 3 watches to catch.
Yeah.
What I was looking for there. So.
And then before that, you had J.D. Vance and his wife.
Okay.
What is her name?
I don't know her name.
USHA.
I don't know.
How do you say that?
I don't know how to say that.
I don't either.
Apologies. Maybe edit that
Maybe
part out.
We should. Yeah, we will. Is it Usha? Usha?
I guess so. I don't know. We're going to torture.
Maybe we should have checked that out.
So back it up to the part where you say when JD.
Yeah. So anyway, back to my serious voice. What if we just cut back in and I got my sweatshirt off or whatever this is? If we're gonna edit, let's edit it right.
Take the shirt off. Do it. Pause it for a second.
Nah, I'm sitting. I'm going through it. Even though I do feel sweat going everywhere I do.
All right, ask me about JD again.
So, J.D. Vance and his wife were supposed to meet Kamala, and what's her husband's name?
Oh.
I don't know his name.
Oh.
Dan, Don, Jim, Fred,
I have
Bob,
hold on.
Jason, Ted,
I don't know his
Freddie.
name. He was nowhere, like, he was never around
No,
or
no.
any. I don't remember his name.
Should he have took her last name? Just asking. While you're looking that up, so they were supposed to meet for a photo op, right?
Uh-huh.
And so when they all met, they had no idea who was supposed to stand where, and it was just very awkward moment for all of them.
Yeah.
David
Douglas.
Same thing.
Douglas.
I never would have got that.
What was his title?
I don't think it's Doug. They call him Doug, not Douglas.
Okay.
So yeah, that's
they call
right.
him Doug. What's his title?
The second man,
Is that what it's called? Well, formerly.
or he was.
Yeah.
Now he's a nobody.
He was an American attorney. Served as the 49th. I can't get it. Anyway, go ahead.
No,
All right,
I was just thinking of what it was like to be married to her.
They're meeting for this photo op now.
Yeah.
So JD Vance, his wife, Kamala Harris, her husband, they're meeting for the photo op. I'm back with you now.
Yeah, and so I already went through the whole thing. I'm done with it.
Did you
just
say
didn't-
everything?
I did.
And I didn't hear that while you were saying it.
Yeah. It was an awkward photo op. Yeah. Nobody knew where to stand. I'll do it all over again. So you had the Vances,
I
Josh.
was really-
The Vances were coming up the steps.
You have to say, like, welcome home.
You had Doug and
Welcome
Kamala
home.
standing at the top, and they met, so they're facing each other. Now everybody's like,
The shifted left. And they ended up splitting weird. So it was like
yeah, you weren't couples
it
anymore.
wasn't couples. It was like JD Vance and Kamala were on one side and the spouses were on the other
Yeah.
side.
Is that how you do it? I guess.
Well, when Trump meets Biden,
Oh, they didn't do that.
Biden and Trump are in the middle. The men are in the middle and their wives are on the outside. So I would imagine they were supposed to do the same thing where the two vice presidents were probably center of the picture. Their spouses were on the outside edges.
But did you see when
It looked natural to do it that way.
Melania, she had to shuffle her feet in that picture too.
I
Did
did
you
not
see that?
see that
Yeah,
part.
she went a little bit that way.
You just like add the sound effects.
What if I don't move? Look, if I don't move, and
I can't tell which way your feet are going.
That's so stupid. We're having a good time. That's all I can tell you.
I hope y'all are having a good time. Oh man, there were some accusations in some of those memes saying what if you had eaten an edible, and George W. had those funny looks. I'm wondering if Jody had an edible before he got in here is what I'm wondering. Ooh, as much fun as he's having.
It's this purple energy drink I got.
I don't know what you got going on
Yeah,
in there. That
yeah.
Mars bottled water.
I wish Spencer would come back. I need a water. I'm dying over here.
You can't have one till you finish that one. That's the rules.
Well, I'm afraid to drink it because I'm afraid you're gonna make me laugh.
I was afraid it was going
Oh, baby, it.
Oh, goodness. All right, so
What else we
we
got?
had the weird photo ops. We had the no sound working.
Oh.
So go ahead. No, you started first.
I was just gonna say, what about Trump not putting his hand on the Bible?
That one was, I know they've said now that there's no constitutional requirement for that. And I've seen some photos now, and Melania has them.
Melania,
excuse me. I apologize. She has them just inches away from Trump's hand. They're there. But that transition happened so quick.
I'm thinking back to what me and you did earlier.
we think that Melania should have taken the Bibles and just kind of scooped Trump's hand onto just kind of slid them up under his hand. I don't think he would have fought back. I think he would have just said, "Oh."
Yeah, he wasn't paying attention.
I think he'd have been all right. He was focused on making sure he said the right words.
That's right. Everything happened so quick. I think Justice Roberts started a little bit too early. Nobody got in position except Trump.
Yeah.
And so I think that's why.
Whoever
it
was
happened.
coordinating, it would have been nice if they'd have said, "All right, hold on just a second. or if his script had said, "All right, raise your right hand and place your left hand on the Bible."
Yeah, should he have noticed that?
I don't know. Being it's not constitutionally required, I guess
He's just making sure that right hand is up.
that's all he's. If he refuses to raise his right hand or raises his left hand, he says, "You're not qualified."
What do you do? If he said, "I'm not raising it."
We're done here.
Good night, everybody.
Look at Biden and said, "You're back."
Good look over at George Bush. He'd still be doing.
Well, I guess JD is sworn in at that point, so you're like, "Hey, guess what? Come back, buddy. You got a promotion."
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. But anyway, it would have been funny if you'd seen her just reach and grab his hand and pick it up, plop it on the Bible.
I wish you would have.
Oh, you told me there were some cool Bibles though. Like, what were there?
Oh,
there was two of them that were in her hands.
Yeah, she carried two Bibles. One was Trump's mom's Bible,
Okay.
and then the other one was Abraham Lincoln's Bible, which I thought was
That was pretty
nice.
They brought it out of some kind of archives or something, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, how do they bring that out? They're like, you have to wear gloves.
Did she have gloves on? I don't think so.
What, did she not?
I don't remember.
I just kind of figured for that day, she looks like a glove wearing person, because she gets all dolled up.
Yeah. She's
Speaking of that,
sophisticated.
yeah, did you notice when he first walked in, when he went to give her a kiss because she's wearing a hat now? And he couldn't. He went in for the kiss, and he's like, and then just kind of backed off because he could.
I did not.
Did you not say? I thought I said that too.
But Misty told me about it. My
Oh,
wife
yeah.
told me
Yeah.
about it. She's
Yeah.
like, it's like he was like stretching his lips, but
It didn't work out.
It wasn't gonna.
Yeah, she wasn't budging. She was not tilting her head or nothing. He had to do all
No
the work.
help.
Yeah. He's like, I'm not doing anymore. This is enough.
She's like, I told you beforehand. I told you. You should have listened.
So was the hat? But you saw the hat she was wearing.
Saw the hat.
Was that too much?
I don't
Should
know.
she have wore that for that?
I'm
Just between guys, just
I'm not-
between me and you.
Yeah, we don't know whether if we're calling it a jacket, a hoodie, or a sweatshirt. I don't think we're qualified to weigh in on anybody's
I'm
attire.
just saying, I don't know.
You
I would have
wouldn't.
said no hat yesterday.
So if you're saying,
or is it
if-
called a hat?
If Amanda had walked out and y'all were going to some big thing and you're going to look
don't
at
wear
her
that.
and go, honey,
Not tonight.
not the hat.
No, not
Take
that.
the hat off.
Yeah, no.
Are you going to say that?
I don't know.
Are you even going to think,
Yeah, I
oh,
would.
no,
I would.
I'm not going to be able to kiss you at the appropriate time?
No.
Is that going to cross your mind?
I'd be like, this is my day, not your day. Take that hat off.
Because I'm thinking when they're getting ready in the morning, they're not like, he's not over there going,
Well, no. No.
Come here, baby.
This is it. When I left the house and what she was wearing is not what she's going to be wearing when I see her at the inauguration because she's changed 5 times.
That's true. That's probably
Right.
facts.
And the hat that she was wearing, I could have gave her a peck on the cheek, but now the hat that she's wearing now, I can't.
She had a bonnet on when you saw
That's
her
right.
that morning. And you're
Yeah.
like, where'd the hat come from?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
No, I like the hat.
it
The
was,
hat was cool.
It was a cool look.
Yeah. Did you know that the first one, I think it was sent from Miami to them, the designer, it got crushed
I did not
on
know
the
that.
trip, and they had to rush one back to her.
That's
what I
crazy.
heard.
Wow.
Yeah.
I will note that it was funny in my mind, or fun to note that how much like everybody had changed, because it's not often that you see the president like their family change so much in those years. Like, so Trump's grandson, what's his name, Barron?
That's his son.
His son is Barron. Okay, he had
That's the son he's got with Melania.
he's significantly younger
Yeah.
though. So, but he was, I mean, I'm just going from my memory. He was a young guy at the 2016 when he was being sworn in or inaugurated then.
Yeah, now he's a freshman in college.
And he's tall. He's a tall
Yeah,
guy
he's
now.
like-
I mean,
What, 6'4", 6'5", something like that?
he called a growth spurt. And I know everybody else knows this, but it was unique. You see one way and you go, who's that grown man out there? Oh wait.
But he's like Elon. He's kind of socially awkward when they call him or something. He's just kind of. But he's got that look like he's got an arrogant look to him. Like, yeah,
It's
who
kinda-
I am.
Trump Jr. has that too, though, don't he?
Yeah.
He kind of has a little swagger to him.
But they're good people, Josh.
Jody has been talking in his Trump voice all day.
That wasn't a good one.
Give us a.
No, I can't
Give us
just put
one.
one.
Come on, you know he's running through your head right now.
I'll throw one out here in a
Tell
minute.
me you want a fish sandwich. Extra cheese. Just say it. All right, Jody.
No, I'm not doing
Come
it.
on.
No.
Fish sandwich,
No, I'm
extra
not doing
cheese, please.
Large fry. Don't forget the fry. We'll have a big problem if you forget the fry. And a Diet Coke.
Oh, goodness.
You know he's big on Diet Cokes.
I heard that he's a big Diet Coke
I didn't
guy.
know he had a thing with a button for Diet Cokes in the office. Did you know that?
I did not.
Yeah.
He's got a what?
Look it up.
He's got a button in
Yeah,
the
it's a
office?
thing. It's a button for Diet Cokes.
It's like somebody's job is strictly if that thing goes beep.
Yeah. Hold on. Can you hear? There's a guy running with a Diet Coke. You didn't shake that up, did you? Bring me another one. Oh, me.
Oh. Elon Musk is in the corner just jumping.
Yeah, he's jumping. He's the one bringing it. He's jumping the whole way. He's got the Diet Coke.
Pulling his shirt down
Yeah.
after he jumps.
Yep. Oh, my goodness. That's funny. Yeah.
Oh.
We can't play this video. Glad there's some editing on this thing.
My days. I've had so much fun. Oh,
I wish Spencer would have stayed in here.
goodness.
He'd had a ball.
It is, listen, we gave you the most, juvenile, I guess would be the right word, recap of the inauguration. I mean, somebody else is covering real facts, and we're like, here's some of the goofball moments we spotted.
But the thing is because Trump puts himself out there, and he's so available, and there's so much going on that you're going to see stuff like this that's happening. Like he's dancing with the YMCA people, the Village people, the night before at Capital One Arena.
I've seen enough of the memes around now that, NFL players are they score a touchdown, and their victory dance is the Trump dance.
John Jones, the MMA fighter, he
did that.
when he
That's
knocks
right.
somebody out, then he just starts doing the Trump dance. What's up
Oh,
with
my goodness.
that? In the middle of thanking Jesus for a win, it's like, what is going on?
What is-
I was like, a guy knocks somebody out. He's dancing like Trump, and he thanks Jesus.
It is.
I was like,
You go, huh? Oh, goodness.
back to Elon Musk for a minute.
All right, back to him.
I was
We
thinking,
got
have
it
you
back.
noticed that his youngest kid, I think he's 4 years old, like he takes him everywhere. He's like resting on his shoulders wherever he's at, or he's like trailing behind him, or he's holding him, but anywhere. He's everywhere.
Until last night where he was like on the stage and his kid was on the stage with him. I saw that clip because I watched I know, again, this is going to age, but I watched the national college football championship. I watched parts of that game. So I was watching a little bit of it while some of this other stuff was being televised, I think.
Something has happened to me this year that
don't care about football?
I have not cared a single thing about college football this year. I have not watched a full game. None of them. I didn't watch Auburn because,
Wow.
they're on my bad
Yeah.
side right now anyway. Hate to be that way. I just don't like the way things are going.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So
but
you didn't watch any of the game? Do you even
Amanda,
know who won?
it's bad when your wife tells you, hey, the national championship game's tonight. I was like, well, who's in it? I had no idea.
Yeah. Ohio State pulled one out in the end.
I told her, I said, Alabama saying it? I knew they weren't, but
Oh, goodness.
yeah. So you watched that, and I watched the inauguration stuff.
Yeah, I didn't. I watched bits and pieces of the game. When I first tuned in, it was third quarter, and it was like 31-7.
So they killed him the whole time, or
Well, then, so Ohio State was up big. Notre Dame started a comeback. They were marching. They scored a touchdown. They were marching back down the field, and then they went to kick a field goal, which was going to be necessary for the comeback. And he kicked it right off the upright. It hit it square. It was one of those dome, it echoed through the dome kind of thing. Then they lost their momentum. Ohio State hit a long drive, chewed up the clock, and won. That was brief synopsis there.
Yeah.
But so it was.
But if you don't have a dog in the fight, was it really worth watching?
It was hard to get invested. I really,
Because you're not used to that.
yeah,
Because Georgia is just always dominant. Them and Alabama.
yeah. In the last little bit, they've been in the running every year.
And I've always said this, too, ever since I've met you, you know,
I know.
Auburn has slowly every year done this, and now y'all taking out Alabama. So I'm like,
They're going down. So did the college playoffs factor into the new format? Did that factor into your disinterest?
no.
Or that was you found that
The
before?
NIL now, I'm done with that.
That's what has factored in.
I don't like the fact because y'all lost a quarterback.
Yeah,
You know how crazy is that?
weird deal.
Is it because his girlfriend goes to Miami?
See, I think it's money. Personally, that's a personal opinion. I'm sure that factored in. He announced before our game that we lost in the playoffs that he had declared he was going to declare for the NFL.
Yeah.
And then, shortly after our loss that game, you start hearing rumors that he's going to sign an NIL deal with Miami. And I've heard different numbers swirling, 4 million, 10 million.
Why would you not?
But his draft, what most people were saying was his NFL draft stock was falling. And so there was a lot of money left on the table here in college. At this point, I think someone from a business standpoint, you would be naive not to take guaranteed money right here, right now.
Yeah.
For what might come in the next year. You make $4 million. That's going to last you for a little while, and you get drafted a little lower than you thought.
Why would you like to be 22 years old making that kind of deal? That's why I disagree with the whole thing.
I hope they have some safeguards for all the people making money that says, here's what you need to do. You need to set up this account, this account, this account. This money needs to be locked away so that when you're an old man, even if you made bad decisions the rest of your life, you're taken care of all the way through. Do some stuff to change.
That's what they should have, yeah.
Break the poverty cycle for some of the folks that are coming out that get access to that money. Set them up to succeed.
You know, they finally implemented that in the NFL several years back. And what you would see, I think it was 30 for 30 on ESPN, where they were talking about, they interviewed people that had like the first guy to sign a $10 million a year contract and this. It didn't matter what sport it was. And all the people that they interviewed were ones that actually were bankrupt.
Yeah.
And one of the guys that they talked to, I don't remember how, he might have been $40 million that he had gotten his whole career. His 8 years, we'll say, in the NFL. He said he got down to where he had like $80,000 in the bank, and he went out and that's all he had now, and he went out and bought a Hummer.
Wow.
And he said it's all gone. He said because he had no idea. It's almost like, I guess you get overwhelmed. You've just got almost like an endless supply of money, and you've got friends. That's what'll kill you. Ask Charles Barkley; he'll tell you. He's like everybody.
You say it like I could just chat with him.
Yeah.
Hey, Chuck, let me talk to you for a second.
But he'll tell you, it's funny, he'll do interviews and he'll tell you, like, everybody, all these relatives you didn't know you had are coming knocking on that door asking for money.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, you've got to have some kind of safety net set up. And it's so dangerous for these I call them kids because that's what they are.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like those player unions and stuff like that, they should say, hey, every person needs at least this structure. Now, you can structure it maybe some way that's more aggressive or whatever, but you need, and so when you get your check, 10% goes here, 10% goes here, 20% goes here.
Yeah.
And now you got some disposable cash to do what you want to.
Boy, and that's easy to do when you're making millions.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They ought to be investing, right?
Yeah.
So they can
Exactly.
be set for generations.
Yeah. I mean, because you think about, is it Gronk that says he's never touched his NFL money?
Oh, I don't know.
And he's just lived off of his endorsements, or it's vice versa. It's one or the other. And I'm thinking, if you could just think about if you just off your endorsement deals, if you never touch that money, and let all that money start rolling, however you want to do it.
Yeah.
Investments and all that. Oh, yeah, there's no telling what would happen. But back to the whole college thing.
Okay.
When is it going to implode? Because something's going to have to give. You cannot have a successful team when you've got guys in there that they play one game and now they're back in the portal.
Oh, yeah.
Or anything like that. You can't. How can as a coach? Oh, this has got to be so frustrating. Ask Nick Saban.
Somebody was telling me that they had read an article about the toxicity that creates in the locker room, there's just not really there's still some guys that are, I saw a football player that had a hat on that said like Georgia till I die. That's just, there's this loyalty to the program.
Yeah.
And then there's some other guy that just, I'm here for a paycheck. It's got to be hard. It'd be hard to be one of those players that loves the game and loves a team, and you got a guy that says, y'all are ridiculous. I'm just here to get some money.
Yeah, I think it's, if you're a kid and granddaddy played for this college team and daddy was the quarterback for that team and that's where I'm going.
Yeah.
Not now. There's no loyalty.
Yeah.
If they're not going to pay me the right amount and I can go somewhere else and make money, I'm going there.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is now.
That's crazy.
Your whole dream, your whole life was to be good enough to follow in your granddad and your dad's footsteps. Go on the field at that college and play.
And now it's just, I want a paycheck?
Yeah, now it's like check our messages and who's got the top dollar for me to come to.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Listen, I've been overwhelmed lately thinking about, I get wrapped up in conversations, and jobs and money drive so much of our lives. And that's a big deal. I was thinking about back to tying all this together to inauguration is when Trump said drill, baby, drill. There were some folks that thought their livelihood finally came back. Some guys that over the last 4 years haven't had the freedom to drill and do all the oil refinery work and stuff. They're going, our livelihoods are back. They're feeling, but I mean, just think how their lives are tied to the cycle. I mean, in 4 years, you get a new president and they say no.
It's almost, I guess you could say,
that'd
like
be hard.
Signing a contract.
Yeah.
That's kind of like it is, because it just depends on what president's in there, is if your industry is going to be available for you to keep working.
Because with that same stroke of the pen that put them back in work, just need one more stroke of the pen to be back out.
I know.
That's the.
And you would think this was when you're talking about oil, you would think that's the easiest decision to make, no matter what party you're affiliated with.
Yeah.
Common sense stuff, it seems to me.
Yeah.
But
I was going to say, no matter which party, there's strong opinions.
Yeah.
And you can just sign your name. Did you notice his pen was like, was he signing with a marker? Because I could hear it. It was like, he didn't have like a Crayola out there or something, did he?
it says Donald J. Trump.
Did somebody told me he was like throwing pens out? Is that true?
Yeah.
I have not seen that.
The Secret Service wasn't too happy about that.
So he was like just like candy at a parade.
Have you ever been to a high school football game and they throw those little small plastic balls or a cup?
Yes.
And then you get caught up in the moment and you're knocking grandmother down.
Throwing elbows
and you're this little kid's on the ground, but you got your little 10-cent cup. Well, that's basically what was happening there. And I saw one where the Secret Service kind of had to like, whoa, now y'all get back in y'all seats. So it was funny.
Was a line jumping in the door?
ooh, me. Wouldn't that have been funny? Oh, they need to make a meme like that when they show people jumping up and they put Elon out there jumping up. Yes, that would be perfect. That would be fun. I forgot one thing. We didn't talk about, what's his name? The singer, Billy Ray.
You showed me that. Where was that at?
Somebody said divorce treated him bad. That's what. I think his
Where
voice.
was this at? Set the scene for me.
All right, so after all this, when they started having their parties, he's at one of the inauguration balls, whatever you call it.
Okay.
So he's the entertainment. At one point during it, he's saying, hey, they told me to, waste as much time as possible while I'm up here. But you got to remember, he's not talking like me. He's talking like this. They told me I need to stay up here and waste as much time as possible. Does anybody know Achy Breaky Heart? Let's sing it.
Oh, he's doing Old Town Road first, though.
I know.
He's doing that when you the clip you gave me to look at it. He opens up. He's doing. Anybody know the lyrics to Old Town Road? And he's kind of singing, doing it.
I don't know, but before we started recording, we looked up the lyrics, I guess you'd say, or the song, and listened to it, and it's like, what is, it's two different people.
It was a strange.
Yeah, he was singing that, what we watched, but then, at the inauguration, he was wording it.
Yeah,
guess
I
you'd
mean,
say.
he was talking
He didn't have a voice.
to a sing song. It was kind of a sing song.
What?
Isn't that a term? It feels like it's the right term. But he's
Watch myself. I almost went somewhere. I almost started making fun. That's all right. Go ahead.
all right.
I'm burning up over here. I'm hot.
Anyway, but his microphone is working,
Yeah.
but there's no sound. He goes to play his guitar. There's no sound. So there were sound issues all over the place.
Yeah. He's asking like whoever's in charge of my guitar. I ain't got no sound.
Is he?
But hold on. Ain't got no sound.
Is he calling somebody by name? Like at one point in the clip I saw.
I don't know.
Sound like he's like, Chuck, are you back there?
Yeah.
I don't know if he may just
No,
be
he
saying,
didn't sound like doing his voice.
I can't do
You
it.
can do it. Come on.
I
Yeah.
can't do it.
I've done enough. It's your turn.
Chuck, you back there? That's not it. It's
More
gotta be-
raspy.
I got to get more
Go
raspy.
smoke a Marlboro and then come here and do it.
Oh, I don't have the smoking history you got there, Jody. Oh goodness.
So yeah, but I think they said a tech came out there and looked at his guitar and was blaming it on the guitar.
Okay.
I'm sure. Of course you're going to blame it on the guitar. It's not my fault. It's your guitar.
Oh, and the guy's thinking, you called me out here for this.
But he starts singing
How
"Achy
he just
Breaky."
flips a button, just boop.
I know.
You gotta turn it
I think it was Billy Ray. I think he was not hitting the button. I think it was on him.
He might have been into the edibles or
Well, I was trying to tell.
sipping on something.
I don't know. I don't know.
Oh.
But he sure enough did. He asked everybody if they knew "Achy Breaky Heart," and everybody sang it, and it made me very uncomfortable. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh goodness.
But he wasn't. He was fine with it. Apparently,
He was-
He was wasting some
he
time.
was-
I'm gonna waste some time up here, Georgia.
Oh, who sent him out on stage and said,
don't know.
"Stretch, just stretch"?
No, who invited him? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
We got a new president. We need a lineup of folks.
Yeah.
Who can we get?
How about this? He's got a great agent.
Oh man,
about
he
that?
does. Somebody, hey, I got a gig for you.
Yeah.
Oh man, at that, if you're at the end of your career, or I'm not saying he's necessarily at the end,
You'll
but,
take anything.
But are you and you disagree with the presidency? Let's say this has definitely been one of those polarizing presidency, and he's like, I can't stand Trump. I don't know where he stands, but just say he is. That's where he was at, and your agent comes and says, hey, I got you a gig at the second ball for the inauguration. Do you go, I'm in?
I'll take it.
Or do you say, how much? Do you ask that question?
Are those paying gigs?
I don't
you
know.
think?
I'm going to say these are not paying
I don't think
gigs.
so.
I'm going to say these
I
are
wouldn't think-
not.
We know Kid Rock was there too.
I'm saying these were all folks that were supporters to some level or another.
I would think so. Now Carrie Underwood, she got a lot of flack for doing what she did.
I've heard.
How bad is that?
I,
We're talking about her voice. We want to hear her sing it.
why do you?
What's the big deal?
Yeah, I don't know.
And I'm sure she's not a Trump fan. I mean, I don't know that to be. But she was all, and she says, I guess for love of country.
Yeah,
what I would
see,
say.
That this feels like patriotism a little bit to me. Just you didn't sing like a "We Love Trump" song. That wasn't the song. It was for our country. So I'm for it.
It just seemed a different atmosphere that whole day. It just seemed to me. I mean, maybe
Patriotic?
it was just me.
Did it feel
Yeah.
patriotic
Yeah.
to you?
But I still think it's because Trump is available. It's like, and I don't think we talked about this either. And one of the, my mind's everywhere.
Go.
This daggum energy drink thing, I was like,
track
"Woo!"
one of them. Availability.
I watched that, and that was terrible.
Availability.
Yeah.
What were you saying about availability?
So he was in, after he did all this, who knows how long he's been up.
Yeah.
I've got the record for being up the longest of any human. Because it's all about him. But it's like 9 o'clock at night. All right, and he's in the Oval Office.
World record.
Yeah. Well, some say it's a world record. I don't know, but it probably is. But I don't know why I keep going to this, because it's a terrible impersonation that I keep going to.
It's funny.
Yeah. So it's 9 o'clock at night. He's doing it. He's been up all day. He's done all this stuff, still wearing his suit and tie on. And now he's in the Oval Office. He's signing more executive orders, whatever.
Yeah.
And then you've got all these reporters, and they're just throwing out questions. He's just right here, he's when his marker, and then showing, what he just signed.
He showed like every one of them, didn't he?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think that's because of the photo op. I think,
Okay.
Maybe they don't always do that, but I'm sure.
He likes the
Yeah,
photo
he likes
op.
that, yeah. But they're just asking him questions. So he's signing his name as he's answering and stuff, and it's like nothing. It's almost like signing day, and you got people just throwing out questions, and he's just like
Intelligible answers.
Oh,
I mean, they're good at answers.
And then they asked him about, each president always leaves a note, in the desk for the next president as they're going out. And so Peter Ducey asked him about that note, and he's like, "Oh, I forgot about the note." Something like that. And then
did he read it live?
well, I thought he was going to. He opened it up and he said, "Well, it's like, well, sure enough." No, I'm not. This is not what he said, but golly, sure enough, it's in there. So, and then he says, "What if I read it? What if we read it together?" Something like that. And he says, "Maybe I'll just read it, and then maybe I can highlight and let you know what it says."
Yeah.
He says something like that. But he just, and I'm thinking, when dude gets done with this right here, there's people waiting on him to jump for him to change clothes, to jump in the car and head off to all these, because they said 3 presidential balls that he was going to, and I'm thinking, what time are they going to get done?
Could you imagine the people sitting in that room like, is he ever coming?
I know.
Where's he at?
And so this was bringing me to my other point, because it hit me just a second ago and I didn't want to forget about it. But at one point, and I wish I'd have showed you this. You've got to see this. He is on stage. They have made a cake for him, and it's in the shape of like Air Force One. And he's got a sword to like cut the cake and everything. And he's like dancing with the sword. And at one point, he uses that sword like it's a golf club, and he swings it like that. And I think a lot of people were really nervous at that. But he was swinging that baby all around. I was like, what is going on, Josh? What is going on?
The event coordinator's going, this was a bad plan?
Yeah.
Why didn't we see
Look,
this?
this had to be like midnight 30 when this has happened. And he looked like he just got up. I mean, he's raring to go. I was like, my goodness.
That's funny.
Crazy. The energy he's got.
It's like chaperoning a youth trip where you're like the things you think nobody's going to ever do, that's the things they do.
Yeah.
They hand him the sword and they go, oh, golf club? Like he's swinging it like a golf. He's knighting people. I wish he would have knighted.
He might have done that. Hey, can I hang on to this? Can I take this with me?
Kind of like it.
Hey, Baron, get over here. I'm going to knight you.
Oh, goodness.
Spencer don't know what he's missing.
That is too much fun.
Yeah.
That is too much fun.
So I can only, guess what his security team and what the guys are thinking. They're like, is this the way it's going to be for the next 4 years?
When they clocked out, whenever that was, this morning, that shift changed, they're like giving reports.
How does it change? How does your shift change?
I don't know.
Or does it?
He doesn't sleep.
I'm on his schedule. When his head hits the pillow, I try and hit the pillow. I sleep on the floor beside him. When I hear his feet hit the floor getting up, I get up.
I'd love for you to tell me that they had like 3 shifts while he was working. They had to keep changing, like keep fresh bodies in.
Yeah, he's wearing me out.
Can't do it. If y'all hand him that sword, I will quit. I promise, I'll quit.
So
after that pin throwing incident, I am not putting up with a sword.
We've all put in a long day before.
Oh,
you know how tired you are. All right. Now, even when you're doing something you really enjoy, at the end of the day, you're like, whew. All right, so now be a Secret Service guy that you are concentrating. You are in a constant concentration zone all day looking.
That's what I'm saying. They had to trade out.
There's no way that you can be on point at 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night if you've worked all day and you're looking for the bad guy.
On high alert all day.
You've got to be wore
That's
out.
what I'm saying. There's got to be a shift.
That's got to be such a stressful job.
I'm saying every time you change of venues, you're getting fresh bodies. There may be
crazy.
There may be one guy that's like, he's not actually on detail other than I keep the president going where he's supposed to go. Maybe he's with him all day, but the people that are on patrol, they've got to be changing at every event. They went ahead and sent you. All right, you got Arena 1. You're going to be at Ball 1. You're going to be at Ball 2. you're at the pin signing, and the guy that got that one is like, really, this one was supposed to be easy. Now he's throwing pins at people.
What about the one behind the driver's seat of the Beast waiting? Say, when's he coming? I mean, and you're trying to stay awake behind the wheel, like I'm waiting on him to get done so I can take him back home. Or wherever else we're going.
You imagine they jump in, tap the car, and he goes.
You can't hear him. He's tapping on it, and it's so thick you can't hear it through the bulletproof glass.
They give it the little go, and it doesn't go. Feel, come in, feel.
Todd.
We're ready.
Nobody that's listening to this can understand. You've got to watch this. This is a train wreck. This has been so much fun. I can't believe it.
This whole thing, I hope somebody else laughed with us.
I know.
Oh, if you stay tuned to this point, we love you. Thank you for listening.
That's right. I'm done.
I guess this is it. Jody's about to have a heat stroke. I got to go.
Yeah, I'm past that point. Yeah, it's already happening. There ain't no turning back. I'll be glad if we're hoping that eventually we're going to get a couple of cameras and we'll get some different camera angles and you won't see this so nasty.
We're going to buy camels too.
Yeah.
Man, if we ever make it big, 2 pet camels. Spencer don't get one because he wasn't here today.
Yeah, but you won't see this anymore.
Oh,
you won't see this anymore.
It's coming soon.
Maybe.
It's coming soon.
Maybe.
Oh, Jody's going to finish the new 4 Seasons studio.
Yeah, that's right.
All right.
Maybe. Hopefully.
Maybe.
All right. We appreciate y'all watching. Hey, check us out on YouTube. That's where we have our video. Don't get too excited, though, if you go to it. But we do enjoy seeing that number of people that do watch.
That's right.
So,
you can find out if Jody's wearing a left hand or right hand button.
I will say somebody did comment and say it was boring the other day. And I was like, really?
No.
Do you comment on stuff that you just just go to the next video?
I move on if I'm bored. I move on.
I don't like this show so much. I'm going to go in there, take the time, and I'm going to write boring and press send. No, that was actually on one of our episode 55. I can't believe that. Hurt my feelings.
Do it. That Trump voice. Say that hurt my feelings. Trump voice.
Trump's feelings doesn't get hurt, Josh.
He just buries it in a
You're
fish
wrong.
sandwich.
You're wrong.
Oh, goodness.
It's not in our DNA. Trump's DNA is up here, regular people down here.
Oh.
I've been told I've got the best DNA there is. That's what I've been told.
Yeah.
Maybe of mankind. Maybe. It's terrible.
We'll find out.
I don't know if I can listen to this. If I edit this, I don't know if I can put up with my voice when I do it.
I love it. You should leave it. Don't edit it out.
I'll work on it, try to get it better.
Goodness. All right. Thanks for tuning in and listening.
Trump out. That's an hour and 7 minutes. I was thinking we didn't have nothing to talk about. My goodness, we wouldn't shut up.